straight look, and there he comes up the ring stairs, calm, cool, collected. And
So, you want to be a great fighter? Well, today I'll share with you the 4 lines of defense every boxer needs in order to fight and train longer, which will help those looking to compete, or better yet, dominate the boxing ring.
Doing the commentary over television for Theatre Network Television. Probably one of the most beloved boxers of all time.
My colleague tonight, my broadcast partner, got a great hand, and why not, an all-time great.
But all kidding aside, the first of the 4 pillars of defense we'll cover that every boxer needs to be great in the sport of boxing is footwork. And who better to start us off than Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali, or as some like to call him, the greatest of all time. The way Ali glides and cruises around this ring is magnificent. The guy in front of him is one of the most intimidating fighters of that era. Heavy puncher. I think they had equal reach, or very close to the same reach. Sonny Liston is a scary fighter, but he's not really cutting the ring off like he should be against Ali. He's doing a good job of not throwing a bunch of wasted punches to make Ali look that much better. But Ali is constantly circling. I mean, people give him crap for having his hands down, but the way he moves his shoulders left and right to defend his chin, you know, a great boxer can defend himself with no arms. Ali's just doing a great job using his weight transfer. I love how he'll slip the one while he's moving to his left by just like squatting down into his stance. A great example to watch for footwork. There's things that that he does that aren't perfect, like every person. Even if you box, just to stay in shape, you should train like a fighter, to be built like a fighter. Why do something so difficult if you don't want to give it your best shot? Boxing is the art of hitting and not being hit. So the better you can be at both of those things, the better boxer you'll be. The best way to get better at something is to take time developing it. So the more time you spend developing proper boxing technique, the better you'll get. I assume weightlifters would agree that if you could take away their fatigue so that they could train longer, they would be better weightlifters. Well, the same thing goes for boxing. Boxing is called the hurt business. So the more you can hurt your opponent and avoid being hurt yourself, the more energy can be put in getting better and not recovering from all the beatings you take in the gym or your fights. When relying heavily on your footwork, you must realize you're moving in and out of range, and it's on the fringes of confrontation where you should try to achieve your success. You know when you are going to plant your feet before the opponent knows you're going to plant your feet. So take advantage of the entries and exits of individual exchanges. Train for getting into range and out of range and getting points during those exchanges. Check out my boxing footwork drills video, and thank you to everyone who already showed love on that video. Okay guys, this is ring pursuits. 2 guys get in the ring, 1 on offense, 1 on defense. The man on offense tries to touch the other guy's back shoulder. You defend the back shoulder using your boxing abilities. This one drill will allow you to put many boxing concepts to practice, and you can do variations. It doesn't have to be in a boxing ring. Just you and a friend that doesn't even know how to box coming after you could be a benefit to you. You will make do if you want. To be a great fighter. You can't be a slick fighter if you're burning out and getting winded. The next drill I'm covering to help you improve your footwork is jumping rope. Everybody that has been great has done it. There's a reason for it. It helps many things at once. When you do it, you're not wasting your time. Next, good practical pad work or work on the focus mitts with a friend, preferably a coach. But anybody that knows boxing combinations can help you get better at boxing, whether you want to stay in shape or be the best fighter in the world. I mean, that's what a lot of the greatest fighters today are doing, is pad work. But make sure you're doing pad work that replicates a real fight, choreographed situations that you expect to anticipate in a real conflict, and it will help you be more prepared for that conflict. Someone that knows boxing holding the pads for you can really push you to use all 4 of the pillars of defense we're talking about today. When hitting the pads, if you're moving your feet while you're punching, you're learning your distance between you, your stance, and the target, and learning how to use your punches to create that distance, to take away that distance, as well as to maintain that distance. It provides you a chance to come up with solutions to problems that may be presented to you in the future. For example, I'm showing my student here, the Prince, how to shoulder roll defend the jab, straight right hand, left hook combination, and while doing so, putting yourself in position to counter with the lead uppercut and the right cross. But not only the punches themselves, but the footwork used to get the most out of the punches and to make the most out of the exchange and the position that you and your opponent are in. Specifically, the reason footwork is the first pillar of the 4 pillars of defense in the sport of boxing is because it's the easiest to judge. If you're completely away from the opponent, he can't score a punch on you. But negatively, it can impact you also because it takes you out of position to punch. That's why you must make the most out of the transitions between each. Fantastic tools/drills you can utilize to make yourself a better, slicker, more defensively sound fighter is the slip bag or the slip ball and the ball under the chin. This tool is great to work your counter punches. Another fantastic head movement tool you can use is the slip line. You couple this into your training with the slip bag and implement it in the sparring, the stuff that you do. I mean, you have no choice but to get better and more defensively sound as a fighter. For a beginner, to just work this line over and over and making sure when you come off the center line that you're taking your feet with you is going to help you so much when you're not at the gym. You have to have a strong base, and you have to be comfortable with knowing how far you have to get down to make the man miss when you're dealing with 2 different heights like this. The taller guy has to drop down a little lower, but still be able to deliver power with that 2 to the body if possible. Partner drills like these are a surefire way to develop your head movement as well as all 4 of the pillars of boxing defense. It's important that as you do drills like these, you're actually punching at the target or your partner, because if you're not, if you're making compromises to your form to protect your partner, they're not going to develop what they actually need to be competitive in that ring. So if you want them to get better at moving their head, punch at their head. Pillar of defense number 3, blocks, parries, frames, and shoulder defenses. This drill forces you to work on the inside, and it uses your blocks to keep the bag off of you. Moving on to the second drill or series of drills for hand defense specifically.
Coming back with a right hand, I'm shoulder rolling, catching a hook, okay? Then I go bang, bang, right hand, left hook. Bang,
Carefully
bang, right hand, left
simulating
boom, boom,
probable
right hand, left hook.
situations
Boom, boom,
that
right
you're
hand,
going to
boom.
experience
Boom,
in
boom,
combat
right hand, left hook.
situations.
Good. And also be in position to counter.
Repetitiously
So when he throws
is the key
when I
to
throw a jab at
improving
him,
your hand
he
defense.
catches it, he throws the right
And
hand and blocks
all the
it, and he
other
comes right back with a right hand.
defensive forms
When
in
I threw my right
boxing.
hand, as you see, I didn't bring myself into the line of fire. I twist my right hand, boom. I'm right there where I'm throwing a shot, where I'm not twisting over here and get myself in the line of fire. I'm throwing the right hand right there. Now he comes back with a right hand. I'm right there back to shoulder roll with it, and he throws it. Then I'm right there to catch a hook and roll with the hook and take the power. If he threw another right hand, I could shoulder roll again. Or throw the hook. I'm in position where I'm here, I'm rolling with it. He can throw the right hand. I can slip it. Boom, go to the body. Because I have further distance. When he throws the hook at me, I'm here, there. And
The third and final drill I want to cover for hand
block, and lead
defenses is
This
shadow
way I'm moving
boxing
back.
and throwing
Even if I
hand
wanna go
defenses
to the
like
left,
combinations.
I can also work here. Catch, block, here. And now look, I faded away this way, away from that left hand by moving the feet this way. Watch, catch, block, here, catch, block. Okay, so see, those subtle changes, I'm creating angles with my defense.
Okay, one of my biggest coaching is people being lazy with their hand defense as they're going through the center line and rolling and using head movement. Just because you're moving your head doesn't mean you should completely take your hands out of the equation for defense, right? So if I'm up here in a basic stance, a basic high guard, like so, I have my head off the center line. This would be my head on the line. This is where I'd like to be. My left hand straight up in the air on the center line as a jammer, okay? And this hand's over here slightly lower, okay? I got my face in between the two hands, right? They can close at any time. There's two lanes that the opponent has to deal with. The first lane being the lane between my shoulder and my lead glove, and then between my hands. And I should be able to shut those lanes down at any time, okay? But too many guys, when they're rolling underneath shots, they don't take their hands with you. A basic thing you can try is put a line on a mirror or a wall or something at your house and get down. Use your lead hand on that center line. When you get down and cross the line, you bring your right hand up and then come all the way up until the lead hand's up again. Here, now the other way, right? Just constantly moving your hands for defense, defensive position, okay? So, too many guys don't actually throw defenses into their shadow boxing and stuff like that, in their bag work, and all that stuff bothers me as a coach, right? So if I'm throwing a 1-2-3 in shadow boxing, right? So basic 1-2-3, I should be able to throw that defensive combination too. Let's say I have to go catch, block, block, right? So, right? You should be throwing blocks and hand defenses into your training when you're shadow boxing or hitting the bag, all that kind of stuff, right? So, that's a good tip for you guys. Get your hands involved to your shadow boxing and your blocking and your defensive. Shut the lane down. Shut the opposition down. All right, folks, so the final pillar of the 4 pillars of defense in the sport of boxing we're going to cover today in this video is offense. Most people everywhere in the sport of boxing can agree that sometimes the best defense is a great offense. The first drill or series of drills we're going to cover to polish your offense is going to be the various bag work you're going to do. You should be doing inside specific work, outside specific work, entering in between specific work, working on, you know, multiple different bags, speed bags, double M bags, heavy bags. This is the meat and potatoes of your training. You want to get creative with your bag work. There aren't serious consequences coming back your way, but that doesn't mean be lackadaisical in your defense. The reason it's good that the bag doesn't have arms is that you can experiment, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the principles of your boxing, you know, go to the wayside. You want your hands up, you want to pretend the bag has arms, and you want to take those arms into account when you're working the bag. You want to work under the punches, around the punches, create angles, close, and create distance. And the heavy bag is a great way to do that, to develop arm conditioning, to be able to go for longer periods of time, build up general strength when you're pushing the bag around and working the bag. It's just going to make you a stronger fighter, a harder punching fighter, and a better conditioned athlete. The best tried and true method to develop the 4 pillars of boxing defense is to show up day in and day out and put the work in. Repetition is going to take you to new levels. It's going to make your form better, and it's going to make you more conditioned to be able to keep the form for longer. The next drill to improve your boxing offense is, of course, sparring, a crucial part of every fighter's routine. There's different kinds of sparring that should be used in conjunction with one another. There's hard sparring, there's tech sparring, there's sparring where you're isolating certain things, like going only to the body or only throwing the left hand, but whatever way you're doing it, make sure it's beneficial to you and your training and your development as a fighter, because you can overdo lots of stuff. You can overdo tech sparring and not be used to, you know, the hard aspect of it. You can do too much hard sparring and now you're losing, you know, your technical ability because you're becoming gun shy from getting blasted too much in sparring. You know, you don't want to be getting chicken legged and having headaches every time you spar. It's ridiculous. You got to hard spar when you first start sparring to make sure you're about that life, and you got to hard spar when you're getting close to your competitions. Anything extra is on you. That's your brain you're playing with. You know what I'm saying? I like to have my fighters take themselves to the limit in training and then put them in the spar and see how clean their technique is, because it's my thought that if your ability looks sharp, clean, precise, and efficient when you're out of energy, how much better are you going to look when you're fresh? I hope you guys are enjoying the JTO Boxing content. Be sure to like and subscribe so I can provide more of these long-form videos. It's my joy to teach people the greatest sport in the world, but not only that, teaching them how to defend themselves also, and to, you know, have respect for what they do and to take pride in their craft. It really is a pleasure to be showing you guys this stuff. Boxing's an art form, and people look at it too much like a novelty these days and less like what it is, a science and an art. And yeah, if you guys like the content I'm putting out, show love. It's that simple, and you'll get more of it. So the last drill that we're going to cover to increase your offense as a fighter is going to be a little bit of a cop-out, and that's going to be to rewind this video and watch it all the way through and think about the variations that you can make to each drill to help improve your offense, because that's the point of this video and the drills that I chose to put in it. Each one of these drills you can use to make you better at all 4 of the boxing pillars of defense. footwork, head movement, hand defense, and offense. 4 keys that are going to take you from a cakewalk to a champion if you put in the work day in and day out.